So, The Boy Who Ruled the Monsters was the very last volume I read for March, and also the most surprising volume. Let's talk about it. The Black Tigers are a group of 5 childhood friends that, upon receiving their gifts of powers at the age of 12, they all decide to become adventurous together and form a party. They quickly rise up the ranks, becoming the first A rank party in what is supposedly a very long time. However, not everything is as nice as it seems. Upon defeating the Basilisk, a long-feared monster, the Black Tigers return to town, and 4 of the 5 members begin receiving tons of praise. When discussing the next steps for Black Tiger, Solrock, their lead supporter and commander, decides to suggest to the team that they should pursue their dream that they dreamt of as children together. However, this is when 2 of the party members speak their mind and suggest that Solrock should actually step down and leave the party because he is simply too weak. And so Black Tiger ends up disbanding, and that is the end of the story. Actually, not quite. See, Black Tiger is much more reliant on Solrock than everyone realized, as Sol has a special, extremely rare gift called Player, which allows him to manipulate and bestow skills and stats upon his party members. Reality is, the rest of Black Tiger were nothing more than average villagers in terms of strength that Sol had managed to buff up to the point of becoming A-rank adventurers. For him to actually complete his dream, Sol decides to use a skill that he acquired for himself, which allowed him to summon an ally because he is simply not strong enough to fight on his own. This leads to him summoning Luna, or Lumvempt, the All-Dragon, an all-powerful chaos dragon that was defeated by a hero a long time ago. The only issue is that Luna is only at 0.1% of her actual total overall strength. And this is where shenanigans begin. What surprised me the most with The Boy Who Ruled the Monsters was, yes, it is your generic power fantasy. However, it's how it handles a lot of the very common power fantasy tropes that I thought was done quite well and done in a quite interesting way. Solrock is a rather interesting character, as he has the potential to go to a lot of the darker side of the power fantasy aspect, although he kind of walks the line in between of being a pure-hearted, very kind man and being very motivated and doesn't care about anyone that gets in his way. Luna, on the other hand, is absolutely adorable and just ramps up the comedy as soon as she's around. So surprisingly, this actually ended up being quite an entertaining read. And if you are interested in these kind of RPG, power fantasy kind of stories, this one's actually not a bad choice to pick up. And as always, a big thank you to Yen Press for sending me this copy. I was actually really impressed with it, so we'll have to see how the rest of the volumes go.